Okay, welcome to the WolfShadePodcast, episode 72. I'm your host, WolfShade. You guys that are watching this right now, you guys are on episode 72 of the podcast. We are just getting into the episode 70s and kind of just bringing you all a good episode on this doubleheader Friday. And, just hope everybody's good. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Hopefully everybody's having a blessed Friday. For me, since this is episode 72, I am here to bring special guests on the podcast today. One of my good friends. She's one of the DMV's renowned cosplayers and everything. I suck with intro, so this is what I'm just saying right now. But she's a cosplayer, has been a cosplayer for a good minute. She's one of my good friends. She cosplayed Chainsaw Man, in a lot of other a lot of other cosplays. Because I was about to say Demon Slayer, but
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was gonna say Demon Slayer, but I was like, okay, I may be wrong on that. But yes, uh, this is Miss Valentine. Even though on Instagram she goes by Thought Miss Prom, but how you doing today?
I am doing great. Honestly, it is such an honor to be on your podcast. I'm really excited.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad to, finally bring you on after, such a long time. Noticing everything since we've been busy for these last few weeks. But how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It was a slow day at work. We ended up actually putting on the poltergeist in the background as we
Mm-hmm.
finished up the day. And then I came home and decided it's time to start my Halloween cosplays. So,
True.
yeah.
So you just getting the Halloween stuff out the way early?
Yes, because I know kind of towards like the middle of this month, I'm getting a little busy with some personal things that are going to be really fun.
Mm.
And I want to just go ahead and like have some stuff pre-ready so that I can share that with people.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Um, okay, that makes sense. Kind of, just get things out the way and everything now. Is it convention wise or whatever? Because I know we got some conventions coming up. I believe you have Anime Inc. coming up, and I have Anime USA next week. So it was kind of like that, or just in general, you just kind of want to get stuff out the way, so you kind
So
of have
I
things
act
in tune.
Yeah, so I actually decided I'm not gonna go to Anime Inc. because I think
Okay.
it's this weekend. Um, yeah, the 5th.
Oh. Okay.
So it was just going to be such a fast turnaround.
Okay.
But I decided I am going to go to Neko Con the
Okay.
end of this month. So I've got that coming up. Um, I'm going to be at the Maryland Renaissance Fair, which is going to be super fun on the
Okay.
13th. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. And then
Okay.
I'm also going to the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Symphony in
Hmm.
Richmond. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Because I think they're doing a tour, correct?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I was at the Kingdom Hearts one that they had in DC, and they had a Sonic Symphony here earlier last year. I mean earlier beginning of this year, and I think they come back next year. So
Oh, that's
I think
super cool.
yeah, I didn't know Final Fantasy VII was going on tour too,
Yeah.
but I might have to check that out. Um, in the world of renowned, cosplay and everything, kind of, you know, how long you've been doing cosplay yourself, as a person.
So funny you ask that. This week is actually my 1 year anniversary of
What?
cosplaying.
That's what's
Yeah.
up. That's what's
So
up.
I'm still a little baby cosplayer. I just hit 1 year, but before that, like in my life, I've done a lot of musical theater and
Mm-hmm.
acting pretty much my entire life. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm already used to putting on a costume and styling wigs and doing makeup like that. So
Mm-hmm.
cosplay was just another outlet for me to use all those skills that I learned.
Okay, okay, okay. And with that experience, with that experience and that echelons, did it kind of make the world of cosplay a little bit easier for you, or was it just more of something, since, theater, you do put on costumes and everything for, I wouldn't say for fun, but like, you put it on for work, but now that you're doing it for fun and all that, it's kind of more easier now.
Yeah, I would say so. And it's also nice because I have full freedom to choose whoever I want to cosplay. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I see something and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I recently cosplayed Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. I
Mm-hmm.
started watching the show and I was like, he's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be fun. So it's like I have full freedom. And then
Mm-hmm.
also, like, I also have the creative freedom to do different versions of different characters as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I love Morgan. And at Colossal Con East, I actually did a like punk goth Morgan for half the
Mm-hmm.
day,
Mm-hmm.
and just being able to try stuff and do different things with these characters that either I like really like or I think have cool character design or yeah.
Yeah. Um, when it comes to cosplay or just actually no, so just doing cosplay, so the theater kind of just influence you to, kind of do that? Because I know you couldn't just say randomly be like, "Oh, I you seen Cosmo," be like, "I want to do that." Oh, you probably did, but I know some people kind of just wanted to, hey, dress up as their favorite characters or whatever, or
Mhm.
other people kind of just wanted to, do it on their own accord. Was that kind of like that with you?
So it's actually a little bit of a funny story. So last summer, my boyfriend showed me my dress up darling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is so fun. I love Marin. Like, I get her on another level. I would love to do something like that, like cosplay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he turned to me and he just goes, what's stopping you?
Mm.
And I was like, oh, you have a point. And then I got my Marin cosplay about 3 months before I ever put it on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, this is a daunting thing. Like, you look on social media and you see all these professional cosplayers, and it's just like, I don't think I can do this. Like, this is above my pay grade here. Like, I am batting above where I'm supposed to be. But then I
Mm-hmm.
finally did, and I was like, wow, this is so much fun.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
I understand, kind of. mm, I'm saying it's kind of challenging at first, but above all, you see people kind of just doing it for fun and everything. So I kind of can understand where understand where you're coming from. So I would say that. And was if you did not do, cosplay, would theater be something, you'll be continuing, or it would just be, something you would do for fun on the side probably.
Um, Honestly, I'm not sure. I've looked into a couple of local theaters around here to continue that. I probably would at some point go back to doing theater. It's also hard because I think theater sometimes has a similar pitfall of cosplaying where, but slightly different because in a cast, you can only usually have one person play a character and it's very competitive. And at the theater that I was at, it's a very cutthroat environment on
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, so you got the character that I want, but I'm technically your understudy. So I'm going to make you look bad and make you seem like you don't know what you're doing and you're not committed to this
Mm-hmm.
so that I'll get put in for that role instead.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I feel like, yes, there's some competitiveness with certain people in cosplays and stuff, but I feel like cosplaying is a lot more welcoming of a community. Like, I know when I see people who are cosplaying the same character as me at a convention, like I will sprint across the expo hall and be like, "Oh my gosh!" And they're like, "Oh my gosh!" So I I probably would eventually find my way back to theater, but
hmm
I don't know exactly when.
Um, I mean, I would say kind of just don't, rush back into the type of thing and everything because I understand, you know, doing something, especially doing something for a year, you having fun doing it. I mean, you have that history of doing that. You don't have to go back to that because you're doing this now. Just
Yeah.
this one, you'll have more, creative freedom with that.
Yeah.
So I would say that kind of makes sense because like back when I was like what 15 or whatever, I used to um I used to do theater too, and just the confusions of accolades kind of annoyed me a little bit. At the end of the day, I had no problem working myself for a part that I graciously wanted because I knew that this type of thing was not going to be easy. Trust me, not everything in theater is easy, just like not everything in cosplay is easy. Um, that's like, what's the best example? I don't have it, but that's kind of, mm, it's like an echelons of things that can be challenging because I always say myself, not everything is going to be easy. Just kind of look at this with a level head and all that, and then I just kind of you know dealt with that early when I was at the gym. I was like, okay, I know it's not going to be easy, so let me just challenge myself to better myself for this type of thing. And I understand, cosplay has its moments sometimes because I be telling people, try to do cosplay comfortable, but it's gonna be times where you're gonna sweat yourself off in that one thing. I can't do that. But I applaud the people I applaud people that do because that's literally my only issue with cosplay because it's like how do y'all keep going in heat and stuff like that? Now winter I can let slide because I can go all out with any cosplay that has that wintry feel to it, and it's never what's the word? It's never fun. It's never fun, especially during the winter sometimes, especially when you have you know, the cold weather, the hot weather.
Yeah.
It doesn't help out. So what else that I had in mind? I would ask if you have a current cosplay fave, but I'm assuming that's probably Myron, probably, like you just said, right?
Um, Honestly, yeah, either Marin or Morgan. I really like the M names.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Hmm.
All right, Marin. Mm, do you have like a cosplay that goes from the most expensive you bought to the least expensive cosplay project you did?
Um, yes. So I would probably say that my Himeno was the least expensive
Mm-hmm.
because for both her in her suit and her when she has the whole scene with Denji, I've cosplayed
Mm-hmm.
both. I
Mm-hmm.
had all those pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So all I had to do was get a wig and an eye patch, and
Mm-hmm.
luckily I was able to style a cheap wig off Amazon. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that was maybe $10.
Yeah, that makes
Uh,
sense.
I would say probably my most expensive is either my maid Lisa,
Mm-hmm.
that shockingly I've only worn like twice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or potentially my Shizuku-tan one.
Mm-hmm.
But the weird thing about that is I basically it wasn't it was very expensive, but I was frustrated because it wasn't made very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of took it apart and put it back together so that,
Okay.
the seams were stitched correctly.
So it wasn't put together like
Um, so like just the seams were kind of falling apart a little bit. Some
how?
of the
Mm-hmm.
hemming like just didn't look right. So my step grandmother taught me how to sew very early on in life, and I have kept up with it my like yeah through everything. I became the de facto tailor in college. Everyone would come to me during formal season to hem dresses and fix suits, which was kind of fun. But I kind of just used my little seam ripper, took all the seams apart, put them back
Mm-hmm.
together so that like the hems were correct and there wasn't a bunch of strings everywhere, and things were actually backstitched so they didn't fall apart.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm, okay, okay. Mm, since you kind of have that experience with cosplay and everything, is this a type of hobby that you see yourself doing in maybe like let's say 10 years?
Oh, definitely. I have had so much fun just in this past year alone. I have made so many friends and met so many incredible people that I genuinely talk to all the time. And it's a really great way for me to kind of express myself creatively.
Mm-hmm.
And like for my work and everything, I do a lot of documentation and policy. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing policy documentation and compliance, there's no room for creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So through this, I'm able to make things, style props, do makeup in crazy ways,
Mm-hmm.
and just have fun. And then I get to go to conventions and do all of that with other people who also love doing that, which is just so cool.
That makes sense. Um, yeah, I can agree with that because I'm usually not the person of fixed mortality to focus on what I need to get done. I just get it and just do it, but it
Mhm.
happens. uh, I'm like literally half asleep right now trying to read these daggone questions. Uh, oh, I got it. So I know, every cosplay it has, a certain, echelons of things. Not everything's gonna be perfect,
Mhm.
And then with cosplay, is there like a sort of, pet peeve of yours, whether it's like with the costumes, people, or just in general? Because I know just like, work, everyone has their pet peeves of work. Is there kind of like certain things with, cosplaying as well?
Yeah, honestly, for me, I hate it when my wigs get tangled in
Mm-hmm.
transit or when I just have them in storage and
Mm-hmm.
then you go to pull it out and it's one giant knot. And you're
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I guess I'm gonna spend 2 hours detangling this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's the main thing for me. It's just, yeah, or when I've specifically had it happen with bunny tails,
Mm-hmm.
with cosplays that have bunny tails. They are never attached properly, and half the time they will fall off.
Yeah, I never wore tails. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how that works for sure.
It's
But
sad. It's really sad when you get to the end of the day and you're like, oh, let me, because a lot of the times they're safety pinned. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, let me just take this out before I like go and sit down for dinner, or sit somewhere for a long period of time so I don't accidentally stab myself. And you find out it's gone.
Yeah, I can agree with that because I know when trying to maintain a certain character, it's not easy to, maintain
Yeah.
that exact one,
Mhm.
especially dealing with characters with tails. That's why, for me, I kind of just be like, I'm just gonna improvise my own thing. I'm not gonna stick exactly with the character
Yeah.
because I know not everything is gonna be pitch perfect, correct. And I kind of just have to do my own thing. I mean, that's kind of what I think is the best thing about doing it. You don't have to stick with, you know, how cosplay is, going to be. You don't have to. I know some that, will do everything in its T to, have the cosplay, pitch perfect, but with just cosplay in general, I don't think you have to stick with just that one instance, or just that one aspect of cosplay that you're going to be doing.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I would say that's one, and then that kind of goes along the lines of how do you view yourself as a think yeah, basically, how do you view yourself as a cosplay? I never thought it was a type of thing that you would view yourself as. You just cosplay a certain character. You just cosplay. I didn't think
Mhm.
it were certain things to view yourself on when I learn more about the community, but apparently it is. Yeah. I mean, how do you view yourself as a cosplayer, whatever that means?
So honestly, that's something I've actually had to kind of work through a little bit on my cosplay journey, because when I first started, I got really hung up on everything has to be canon. Everything
Hmm.
has to be perfect. My wig has to be perfect. My makeup has to be perfect. My shirt, my tights, my everything has to be absolutely as it is in the source
Hmm.
material.
Hmm.
And in doing that, I kind of got into a little bit of a negative headspace, because I'd go and I'd like take pictures with people, or I'd look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh, that's slightly off. This is slightly off. And I got really nitpicky, but you
Hmm.
know, I've learned that everything doesn't have to be canon. Everything doesn't have to be exactly as it is in the source material.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess that's probably the theater kid in me kind of working through that. Um, but honestly, I am very proud of what I've been able to do, even just within the past year.
Hmm.
I am very happy with the community I've been able to build around me. And I genuinely just try to be a positive light in this community that welcomed me in with open arms.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because you always want to, be a positive light in the I would say in the community. So
Mhm.
I get where you're coming from with that. Um, and in terms of cosplay, you always kind of ask yourself on why do you cosplay? Because I know you kind of gave the answer like 15 minutes ago, but 'cause I know everybody has a definite why on why they want to do cosplay,
Mhm.
and a lot of people told me different answers, and even though I forgot many of those answers, but like what is your why for this community, or that if you I don't know, I'm confused myself with that question.
No, I think I understand. Honestly, looking back on it, I would say like my true deep down main reason why I cosplay is for my 7-year-old self who was throwing a tantrum because she could not wear her Princess Snow White dress to kindergarten. And she could not understand why she was not allowed to wear her Princess Snow White dress to kindergarten. Like, honestly, when it comes down to it, that's why.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Didn't expect that, but that makes sense. Um, it's more going the lines of cosplays and mm, I'm not gonna get started on that. You kind of did just answer this question because it's basically how far into the character are you willing to go while in cosplay at the end of the day? Are you or are you the character? Because I think you just gave the answer to that.
So, definitely back when I used to really get in my head about things, it was I am going to act like this character. I am going to fully embody this character. Um, which was also very difficult to learn how to or attempt to learn how to do all the voices when you're trying to cosplay like 3 characters in a weekend.
hmm
Um, and like obviously now like I'll do photo shoots and do poses from the characters and stuff, but it's funny and I've had a couple people like say this to me because I have a very like I'm a very extroverted person and I have a bit of a bubbly personality. I just love talking to people.
hmm
And I do tend to either cosplay, the kind of like the Rhea Scremery, the Morgan, the very like kind of like standoffish, more quiet person, or
hmm
the Shizuku Tan, the noir from Nikkei Goddess of Victory, like very shy, very insecure, like doesn't know what's going on, is like scared of their own shadow. So now I more so see it as like I'm cosplaying the character, like I'll pose as the character, but like I am not the character. Whereas
hmm
when I first started, I was like, I have to become the character.
I would say it's nothing wrong with continuing having that type of thing as long as you don't let it get to your head. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, as long as it don't get to your head, you can, go as
Yeah.
far into character or whichever, you want.
Mm-hmm.
This I try not to go into, that much of a character as much because I know I'm not gonna have everything, tip notch down perfect and everything, which
Mm-hmm.
really doesn't work all the time. And plus I'm that type of person that's all about saving saving money also. So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, okay, I gotta purchase this cosplay. Like, let me just purchase it piece by piece, even if I don't make it, let's say if I don't make it to a certain area for for this convention. I think that's what I would say
Mm-hmm.
because not making it into a specific area for I would say at least cosplay is not a bad thing because you're not going to uh you're not going to have everything top notch,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of got to build yourself up with that character just to make sure that they have fun at least doing you have fun at least doing this character, and that can go for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I will kind of just basically go. I can go as far as I can go for a specific character. I just know I try not to go far because I'm not the type of person that would you know bleed for his art is just, if I know how to do it, there's no point in me bleeding or, being a perfectionist for it. I've learned
Mhm.
that the hard way in previous years, which is, the biggest mistake of, just doing that kind of goes along the lines of like, like what's like basically asking myself or asking yourself, what's the favorite part of you putting on a, cosplay? For me, it's just, putting on it because I love the specific character. I want to be the
Mhm.
specific character. That's kind of fun. But above all, it's also that kind of fun
Yeah.
because sometimes it could be a pain sometimes, but above all, it's very fun. Just getting into um getting into that character.
I will say there is one character that I cosplay that for some reason everyone interacts with me as that character. And it's
Hmm.
whenever I cosplay Lisa from Genshin Impact. Everyone comes up to me and interacts with me exclusively as Lisa from Genshin Impact. And I don't know why. It's also very interesting because, like, yeah, I'll just have people be like, oh, they let you out of the library in Mondstadt? And I kind of am like taken aback, or people be like, oh, Lisa, like, and they like exclusively talk to me about books and Mondstadt and the library and my electro powers. And I just roll with it. So,
Yeah, sometimes it's cosplaying a specific character and then people just doing that, kind of just throwing you off like, wait, why are you guys doing this?
yeah, it took
I'm
me
just
back a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, wait. What did I do for you guys to be doing this? But it's okay. Cause it was like a bunch of times where what's the term? It was a bunch of times where, I would cosplay, Deadpool, and that was in the past. I haven't did that in a minute because I'm trying to do like shorten different things now. But when I was cosplaying Deadpool, people would get into so much character and just be like, okay, you know, whereas Wolverine, obviously we got Deadpool and Wolverine is out, and then you got the Backstreet Boys dance and all that, which I don't know how to do at all. So it's just like y'all asking too much from me. But it's just basically having everything top notch down. That's kind of making this like a little bit easier when it comes to cosplay and everything. And that kind of goes. Hmm, it kind of just goes along the lines of you know, kind of like the process of creating cosplay, the premiere patience, because a lot of people, a lot of people have patience. I'm one of those premiere people that sometimes have patience just depending on what I'm doing.
Mhm.
But if I have enough time to prepare for a cosplaying convention, I would just slow it down and, don't rush doing it.
Yeah.
But, if it's in between a convention or, nearly around the convention area where things are just getting started, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to change this up. I'll say this for next time.
Yeah, I have had that happen a time or two, or when I just, last minute, I decide, you know what, this is not gonna work. I'm not gonna do this. I'll
Hmm.
just do something else.
Yeah. Um. Hmm. I think this came to mind and everything. I would say, what have you kind of gained or what you kind of learned from, just cosplaying in general? Whether this like, um, how you introduced the cosplay, the negative aspects about it, or the community, or the unspoken rules in communities, like where you kind of just learn from that in general that you share other people.
Yeah, so I would say that honestly, on one of the like main things I see that's like a positive, but sometimes you see the flip side of it is a lot of people are very nice and very genuine and will like when they come up and compliment you and talk about your cosplay and like talk to you, they're genuine about it and it's amazing. There
Mm-hmm.
are some people who are not genuine about it, which
Mm-hmm.
is or like you'll compliment their cosplay and they'll kind of look you up and down and be like, thanks. And kind of just shrug you off. And it's, you kind of just, I would say that there are definitely some amazing people in this community, but there are also some less than stellar people in this community as well. And there's no easy way to find out who is who because you can
Mm-hmm.
know someone for a long time and then people switch up, people show their true colors. So
Mm-hmm.
just not let the negativity of the community and sometimes the drama that gets everyone all caught up, try not to let it affect you and try not to let it affect your love and your like the reason why you're cosplaying
Mm-hmm.
because I do know there are people out there who view cosplay as a competition. Oh, I cosplay this character, so no one else can do this character. Like, I'm doing this, I have to be the best at this. And if that's your mentality for it, that's your prerogative, but that's not mine. So I'm not going to have that mentality and I'm not going to push that mentality on other people. So, kind of just, it's important to protect your peace and protect your space.
You said it, but uh, listen, excuse me. You see me talk about this thing I don't know how many times already. So I usually want to see people having fun doing it. I mean, for me, cosplay is kind of like, it's kind of both an outlet for creativity and a chance to meet, new people like, whether it's like working in woodworking, metallurgy, smithing, leatherworking, other crafts, a lot
Yeah.
of people are going to have the same thing that kind of resembles the other thing. Like, I just started cosplay myself because, I had my favorites in specific animes that I thought, would look good for me to try and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And going above the point of, unspoken rules and all that, I will always tell people, unspoken rules are not, for anybody's rude to you, it's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself, but just continue, being nice and anything you make is amazing because not one essence of cosplay is all about being perfect. Like this
Mm-hmm.
world is not perfect, and surprisingly, there's a lot of people in this community that get on my everlasting nerve about being a perfectionist. But I'm not gonna do this right now. But anyway, it's like I met a lot of people that had the same interests as me, trying to welcome people in the community. And, and surprisingly, I've met my fair share of people that, join this community to get a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, or something like that. I was like, hey, do you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in short hindsight, I know cosplay does have one extremely negative side. It's just like, people look at the outside of things instead of inside because one,
Mm-hmm.
um is heavily looked down on people who don't cosplay. That's number one. People who don't kind of just view us as immature adults that we love to dress up as characters. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, all right, cool. um anything's a waste of time and money. It's just, and these are the same people that like, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, which I like. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's kind of funny coming from you, but I'm not in the mood to do this right now.
Yeah, it's the same people who will go to Universal Studios and get the Harry Potter robes for when they
Mm-hmm.
go, and then yeah, yeah.
Because don't even get me started right now. Because I'll be telling people it's just I always be telling people it's like it's nothing wrong, with cosplaying, characters that you have a liking to. My only
Mhm.
issue is people that freaking gatekeep characters.
Yeah,
Because I told
definitely.
people, oh, go ahead. Mhm.
Oh, I mean, definitely. Like, it's it's not like, especially I see it funny enough with more popular shows, which is bizarre because it's like, yeah, this was the number two most watched anime of last year.
Mhm.
Everyone's seen it. A lot of people have seen it. A lot of people like these characters. Or, yeah, but then I have some incredible people I've met who I'll compliment their cosplay and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Do you want to borrow it? Like next con, do you want to wear it? Like you can wear it." And I'm just like, "Oh, so there's the opposite of this also?"
Yeah, I've met a lot of cool people like that, but that kind of goes back to my point of like I always tell people don't heat themselves when it comes to cosplay. Like, definitely don't compare your work to the work of others because,
Yeah.
good lord, because like comparing your work, obviously, it's nothing wrong with having influences. I'm not gonna say that, but
Hmm.
just try to like do your own thing when it comes to the world of with the world of cosplay. That's number one, and like never say that I can't make a cosplay that good or I can never pull that off. I always tell people never say that
Hmm.
because like I said, cosplay is not easy, but at the end of the day, you gotta work hard to get that specific thing that you want to do.
Hmm.
And you know, it's like, it's a sad provocative in this type of thing that that we do, and that's more of when it comes to cosplay, it's more body propositions. Like, okay, I've met my fair share of people that says, okay, this specific, you already know I'm going, but this specific group of people shouldn't do this based on their weight, and I
Hmm.
don't think that's appropriate in my honesty. It's just like, okay, if you love the cosplay character, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Mexican, Dominican. Like, you can have fun. It doesn't matter what ethnicity or what weight. Like, you can have fun, doing what you love to do, and cosplaying is like a good thing in networking. Like, you can network, meet new people, have fun, whichever, meet people, have fun, and just do whatever. Like, I know that's what majority of these parties and everything are for, but it's nothing wrong with meeting people, getting to know for who they are, and having fun and all that. But obviously, we got that wrong side of the crowd and everything, which I always tell people, if you're gonna have fun, stick with a specific crowd that wants to, have you in there and everything. And no matter what type of dream you have, continue going for that dream.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, nobody gonna listen to me. So yeah, so I just be telling people that because one, listen, it's just so many things I be telling people. I was like, look, if you that curious about me or whatever, let me know. Or people talk too damn much, but it's just like I want people to have fun and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just basically I just be telling people, just have fun doing what you love to do. Like stick with your specific crowd that that you feel comfortable cosplaying with. But you know, people will listen, people don't want to listen. I can't do much about that. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, okay, cool. And that kind of goes along the lines of, what was people's favorite things, to do at conventions and everything. Obviously, you explained your thing, what kind of tips you would give somebody new to cosplay. And I just explained my version because I can go on a tangent about that. Um, but yeah, it's just morally about, kind of influencing like the new generation to me and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And more of like, you got that one side of the crew that's more of like influencing people. You got that middle side that, not showing what to do. And then you got the other side that's cocky, thinking they're better than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then you got that one unknown side that, just are wary of people, which is nothing wrong with that. Cause you gotta be wary of everybody that you meet. It's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But and I think you kind of explain how cosplay make you feel, if I'm not mistaken. I think you already
Yeah.
explained that. Okay. Um, I mean, what is kind of? I know you said meeting people is kind of like one of your favorite things to do at conventions. Are there any others?
Um, I I am such a fangirl. I love watching people cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people cosplaying is the coolest thing ever. And sometimes, honestly, my friends have even commented, they're like, it's almost like you forget that you're also in cosplay because you will see a cosplayer and you'll just whiplash. Look, there's a cosplayer. Oh my gosh, I have to go talk to them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I think just, yeah, being able to see other cosplayers, talk to them about their cosplays. I honestly, I love my favorite thing to do at conventions is just walk around and interact with people and people watch and just kind of take it all in because it's very cool and it's very special that we're able to go to these places, even if it's just for 1 day, 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
and be with so many other people who all like the same stuff. It's so awesome.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I would say the same thing as well. I would say the same thing, and just kind of just meeting people and everything. I don't like meeting everybody, but just meeting new people, like meeting people that actually wants to meet, you know, people that
Yeah.
actually wants to meet them. Because I will not begin to tell how many times it could just be me or some of my friends. We always tell people nice cosplay and everything, no reaction at all. I just be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember this one instance happened. When did this happen? I think this is Otakon this year. A friend of mine, he was saying, nice cosplay to this one girl, and she really had a nice, cosplay and everything. What made it funny is everybody knew who he was from a certain funny video that he was in, and he was like, "Excuse me, I just want to say nice cosplay. I don't mean to, bother you or anything." And then after he said that, she didn't say anything, just kept it moving and everything. And then he looked at us. He was like, "Did I do something wrong?" I was just like, "I mean, not everybody's gonna be speaking to everybody, so I
Yeah.
mean, don't beat yourself up about it. I mean, there's plenty of other people that that will that'll say thank you to that." The
Hmm.
moment I said that, all hell broke loose. I was like, and I was like, "See, now they speaking." I didn't think me giving an answer to that because they didn't speak caused such a ruckus. That really threw us off for like a good 2 months too after Otakon ended. It, it, and then afterwards, if I remember what she said correctly, because like I said earlier, there are weirdos in this community too. At the
Hmm.
end of the day, don't don't go after everybody.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's a weirdo. And I forgot what she said, but I was just looking at her like I was not interested at all. And then I was like letting her know, I was like, listen, I understand you've had bad experiences with, other people and everything. And I'm sorry you had to go through that for you to bash. I think she had a problem with I think something happened when she had a problem, with men and everything, which is I understand that, no judgment on
Mhm.
that. But I said don't come after every single person like that because not every single person knows who you are.
Yeah.
Because one, you come to every single person like that, and then you're wondering why people hate you. Like, don't come at people that has nothing to do with certain things.
Hmm.
But anyway, the moment I said that, I was just like, I think she said something, and I was just looking at her with the most non-interested conversation stare of all time. And I was like, look, you can have fun doing cosplay or whatever and everything, but as I said before, don't come at random people that they're just being nice to you for. Because
Hmm.
above all, they can flat out be dickheads. He just chose not to. Like
Yeah.
he saw that your cosplay was awesome. He said, "Hey, your cosplay is awesome." That's not a bad comment to say.
Hmm.
He didn't say anything out of pocket. He didn't say anything out of the ordinary. Which, and when I know this dude is the most out of pocket dude that I know, and he usually doesn't say it because most of the things he said out of pocket is out of jokes. But lately, that winds us up in some unique predicaments. But that's something for later. But anyway, but it's more of we're just here to have fun like you are. Don't ruin that for other people.
Yeah.
So
And one of my good friends actually recently told me that just because like someone else is having a bad day or someone else is going through stuff,
don't make it worse
like,
for them.
yeah, and don't let them having a bad day and then having bad experiences or something going wrong in their life impact you and impact your day, impact your convention, or impact your love for cosplaying.
Yep, that's scary. Yeah, I think I kind of said something along the lines of that too.
Hmm.
It's just more of the fact of because when I said it to him, he was like, "You was gonna say something out of pocket, weren't you?" I was like, "No, I could have, but it's not really worth it
Yeah.
because I'm trying to have fun. I mean, y'all trying to have fun doing whatever. I mean, I think they was going to a rave and I was just stuck partying with other people, but I wanted people to have fun. I
Mhm.
wanted them to have fun. I don't want others to, ruin it. Like why have somebody, ruin it.
Yeah.
And like just don't ruin it for others.
Hmm.
Because I told her, I was like, look, I could make this worse, but I just chose not to because I'm nice.
Yeah.
And I'm usually not nice. Actually, that's a lie, but I'm usually am nice, but when I said all, it's a different story. But it's I want people to have fun too and
Mhm.
everything. And it's like so many, things I can go at when it comes to this this cosplay scene and everything. But mainly I just want people to have fun and everything. Like, men, women, some people in the LGBTQ, like I want them to have fun too. But
Mhm.
above all, when you have fun, don't kind of ruin that for others too.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like after that whole thing happened, I said to them, I was like, see, this is why I love traveling for conventions instead of going to my own. Cause stuff like that. And then what kind of cracked me up a little bit is after I said that after I said that whole bit for like a good 5 minutes, it wasn't even long because we was trying to get where we was going. She just randomly came out the blue and said to the guy that said nice cosplay to her, she was
Hmm.
like, see, this is why you guys probably don't have a girlfriend or whatever. And I stopped. I was like, okay, one, what does that have to do with everything? Like, this is what I mean that you're starting to annoy me. Two,
Yeah.
he's just minding his own business. What's the messed up part? Because I know he's gonna look at this and just be like, "Don't do this, man." He he was dealing with relationship stuff at the time. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
it was messed up and everything. Like it was bad. Um, yeah. So when she said it to him, he looked at her like, okay. and it made it even worse. That whole scene was in front of people too. We were just talking with everybody, and then she ended up doing that, and out the blue, it was just weird. And then on Sunday night, when we was getting ready to go, do our own thing, go eat or whatever for Otakon, like Sunday night and everything.
Mhm.
People don't do a lot. We ran into her again, and then we ran into her, but we didn't remember who she was. And then
Yeah.
my friend, then she said to us, she was like, "You don't remember me?" I was like, "No." She's like, she was like, "Not that forgetful." I'm like, I mean, you want the answer to that? And then we just left because I want people to have fun, but I always tell people you got to remember, there's some cosplayers that's going to get annoying very fast. But
Mhm.
enough of that story time. But at the end of the day, do you have like I would say a dream that you're trying to achieve, I guess?
Honestly, I just want to continue doing this for absolutely as long as I can and just continue filling my space with good people and
Mm-hmm.
supporting other cosplayers, supporting other people in this community. Short term, I am hoping that my cosplay for Katsucon that I'm making all of everything
Mm-hmm.
comes together in time.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that because I already finished mine. See, this is why I tell people to do this early because I know things come up and I know things happen, but I don't like doing this at the last minute.
That's why I'm thinking about it and I'm going to start working on it like now so that I have time to make everything.
Listen, I'm still trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to figure out what, like, duo photo shoot wise that I'm trying to get done and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, okay, Jesus. Like, I'm trying to, get that out the way and then everything. And to be honest, like, I'm not trying to work with a lot of people. So,
Mm-hmm.
because I got to work the game room anyway, because I know we talked about something a little bit. I don't know, what ideas you had in mind, so I'll do whatever you want. But it's I'm not trying to do as much of that. Like
Yeah.
Magfest is a different story, but like Katsu, yeah, f that now.
Yeah. For MagFest, for one of the days, I'm doing a Fate Stay Night group.
Mm-hmm.
And I have all of it other than my staff that I'm making. So I just have to do that. And then there's a couple of small details I want to add to like the cosplay and everything just to make it just a little bit
Mm-hmm.
better.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
yeah, but I almost have that finished. I'm probably gonna do my noir again because my prop for it is actually gonna be finished in time, which
Mm-hmm.
it was supposed to be finished in time for CCE, but some stuff happened and it didn't get finished. So that's okay. No big deal. But I do want to cosplay her with her massive prop shotgun. So
Okay, okay. I mean, I just had a shotgun to that 3D printer, so I'm just gonna. I don't know. I want to use that for something, but who
yeah.
knows? But because I'm trying to get a lot of these cons out the way, because I got a panel next week that I'm doing around 11:30 on Saturday, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, why not?
Oh no, no, no! I'm used to doing panels that late at night, but for some reason I'm just gonna be tired.
Oh yeah. Cause I think
But
weren't you also booked for like late at night for Colossal Con also?
yeah, yeah, that's a different story, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different story. So I couldn't really make it that time because family stuff came about. But next year
Hmm.
I'm running back though.
Good. I'll be there.
Yeah, next year I'm running back. But yeah, it was just a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm not in the right state of mind to go in this convention. I'm gonna let y'all have fun. Just let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
It, it just wasn't right
Hmm.
because I don't like going to conventions in a bad state of mind, especially.
Yeah.
But it was more like, okay, cool. I am not in the right state.
Hmm.
No, let's not do this.
Yeah.
But I
Which
am right. Huh?
which I think like being able to recognize that is so important and like not push yourself because you're like, oh, I said I was going to, but like I'm really mentally not here for this. I really need to give myself some time. So,
What's funny is I could have did it, but
yeah.
I didn't do it. So
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, let's just do this next time.
Yeah, and I think that's so important to be able to do.
Yeah, because for me, it's like if I go, knowing me, I would want to have some drinks with friends and just have fun.
Mm.
You know, doing whatever and everything. But after Katsucon this year, me and liquor don't get along when it comes to being in a bad mood. So
Yeah.
so so that's why I'm just like. And what's crazy is like I don't even drink as much anyway. It's just like, okay, when it comes to conventions, I may, drink a few and all that. But yeah, it's like I don't do it like every week and everything.
Hmm.
So it happens. But hold on.
You're good.
But yeah, it's like I need to, keep a level head when it comes to things anyway.
Hmm.
Because, people always tell me, especially in this, community to kind of like, just branch out and meet new people, go party with people and everything too. And I was like, I'm gonna pause you right there. No. Because one, I'm a man. I'm a male. I can't just party with everybody.
Hmm.
And number two, it's like, I don't party with people that's comfortable with having, partying with me. Like, that's
Yeah.
why I'm a firm believer in. And at the end of the day, people get on my last nerves. I'm not gonna just party with just
Yeah.
everybody. But and that's pretty much all I got for today, honestly. So it's an hour went by already. So
Oh my gosh, that flew by.
oh yeah, because this is usually the time I doze off. But hey, it happens. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I thank you for, joining me on this today. So, because if you haven't been paying attention to Instagram, because I was live streaming and this whole thing, they just can't hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
Uh, uh, if you want, it's about 58 people wanting a part two. You don't have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's completely up to you. So, but yeah,
I would be honored to have a part two.
all right, let's do it then. So, but yeah, this is episode 72, part one with Miss Valentine. You can follow her on Instagram. I think that's the only thing you have. I don't know.
I
Cause
have TikTok also that I'm
okay,
pretty
is it
active
is it
on.
this is it the
Yeah,
same thing as this? Okay.
pretty much. Yep.
Yeah, because when I interview people, I really don't go in depth on them because, like, you got to go in depth on people that you interview and everything. I just
Hmm.
call it low key high profile stalking, which I don't like doing. So
Yeah.
I just be like, okay, just tell me what you want me to say, and I'll just say it. Because one,
Yeah.
I don't want you to know. I'd be like, I don't want people to know that I know that that you have confusing, but still.
Yeah. No,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, she has a Instagram which is starting as Prime. Links will be going in the description later if I'm, not too lazy to put it in there. But she has TikTok also that goes by the same name and everything.
Hmm.
I think that's it. I don't know. But yeah, check out her stuff and everything, and yeah, keep it cool and keep it classy. All right.